This ain't no game, this that CSC game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on a hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. I'm on the show, spread fake news. We just call it podcast. West, Joey, Sam, Sean, Dalton. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he wants small fries. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. 30. Here he goes. This place is going to...
If we set it instead of the stone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
Straight steal a hole. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are...
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? We're coming to you live from the Shoot 360 studios. Welcome to the longest running streaming podcast in the nation, devoted strictly to the University of Louisville athletics and other odd noises in the background.
I tried to.
This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, brought to you by Prime IV Louisville. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, here with, of course, as always, Louisville women's basketball beat writer and Louisville football beat writer, Sam Bazit.
What up, what up?
Across from him is the big little brother, Joe Wallman.
Acknowledge me.
At some point, that bit has to die. And
Never.
last but not least, he brought Sexy back, and it left him. And by the way, your new name is Shawan, because I had a typo earlier. We're just going to roll with it, though. So, Shawan Barber.
How's it going?
You are Shawan. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or however, send us your questions on social media. Check on the graphic below on the right side to see where to follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. We've simplified it. You can find us at everything but Facebook at Card Sport Zone, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat. We've started a TikTok and Snapchat channel. Our girl Taylor Kopp, social media manager, is supposed to be managing all of them. She's been doing a phenomenal job at the men's basketball games. Of course, this is her first year doing it. She's done like 2 games, so she's going to get better as we go. So support her. She does a good job. Check on the left side to see how you can help support the podcast monetarily if you would like to. Hit that thumbs up button while you're watching on YouTube. YouTube is our preferred way of you watching the show. It helps us out more with sponsors and potential deals. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube and Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. Shout out to our fine sponsors, Fitness Market, 4 Pegs, Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Picking, Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, Beckman's Fine Blades, Josh Jarbo from Remax Realty, and of course, the title sponsor, Prime IV Louisville. Speaking of Prime IV Louisville at Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, they believe in the power of personalized health care. Their memberships are designed to provide you with regular access to top-quality IV drips and injections tailored to your unique needs. Discover the benefits of consistent wellness treatments and join the Prime IV family today. Your journey to better health starts here. Let them know Cardinal Sports Zone sent you for a deal. Again, we've explained this before, and we'll probably continue to explain it. It's not just injections. It's not just IV drips. It's what's in those. They have some for weight loss. They have some for hangover cures. They have some for vitamin deficiencies, hydration issues, anything that you can think of. They've got something for that. They do not have a cure for dry crotch. So I'm sorry, Sean. I really hope they're not working on that. So before we get started, episode 300, of course, we are 2 episodes away. That's going to be a big show this coming Thursday. We'll have Chris Rebin on with us. We'll have, and we're trying to. So, full disclosure, he did call me this week and tell me that he got sent out of town on a business trip this next week. He is still going to do the show. He's going to be via satellite, but we will have in studio. We will have Steve Rumage, who is not going to be sent on a business trip. And if you try to use that as an excuse, I'll disown you. Joey, Sam, Sean will be here. Hopefully, I think everybody's planned to be here, and then we're going to have a special guest join us in studio as well that I think that you all are going to like. But Yeah, that's what we're that is what we are looking at. So full disclosure, also because we like to peel the curtain back. Last week we played you all a couple of samples of music for Sean's new intro. The very next morning we got copyright stricken. So we had to remove that song from they still played our whole show. They didn't take it off. Thank you, YouTube. But so we had to come up with something different. So instead of 8 seconds, we cut up a 4.5 second clip. We think you're still gonna like it, but we've also got something special. We've got a guest that's supposed to be joining us tonight. He's he's a member of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. It's the notorious HIG. Now, I have created him a surprise bumper for his segment that he doesn't even know he's doing tonight. If y'all have looked at the California roster, you've seen that there's a lot of unique names on that roster. So we're bringing back a summer favorite. Yes, we're bringing back pronounce this. He doesn't know it unless he's watching. It is what it is. Chris Curry says, "What's up, 55?" Beat Cal says Jason Baker. Chris Curry says, and I'm not going to say those letters because I don't even say any of those letters, but blank, blank, blank gets low, and now they're high again. They think they're the 96 Bulls. Listen, it's rivalry week, so we should allow that, right? Like, we can talk about the Smurf turds, right?
Yes.
You'll hear me talk about them. I've got various different names for them throughout the show that we're all going to love. But let's get it started. And don't anybody play the Black Eyed Peas song because I don't want to get copyright stricken again. But the California's 5-4. They're on a 2-game losing streak after getting back on track after a blowout loss to San Jose State. Cal has barely beaten lowly Boston College in North Carolina, and they just lost to Virginia on Saturday. They're averaging 24 points per game while giving up 25. Not a good sign for them, especially since we scored 24 consistently. We actually lead the nation with 22 straight games scoring 24 or more. They've rushed for a total of 968 yards, good for 78 yards rushing a game. They're a passing team through the air. They have amassed 2,285 yards, good for 253 yards per game. They have an abysmal overall rushing attack. Raphael is nice, though. They've committed 12 turnovers. They've only forced 11. They have stop doing that. Why do you do that? Stop doing it.
He's laughing at me.
Yeah. I see the corner. Like, I'm trying to. I knew exactly. They have fumbled the ball 12 times, but they've only lost 2 of them. So smack the ball out of their hands, Sean. They still may not get their hand. They still may not lose it, but when you fumble the ball that many times, especially against a good defensive team like Louisville, you're not going to have that same outcome. Offensively, they're averaging 332 yards per game. Their starting quarterback, JKS, has the following stat line so far. He has completed 194 out of 317 passes for 61%, thrown 9 picks, 2,195 yards, only 11 touchdowns with a long of 51. He's averaging 243 per game. He's been sacked 22 times this season. Receiving wise, Jacob De Jesus. I was going to have Higgy pronounce that one later because I know he'd be like Jacob de Jesus. 57 catches for 541 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tron Grizzle, 34 catches for 528 and 1 touch. And Mason Minnie, 34 catches for 382 yards and 4 touchdowns, are leading the way this season receiving wise. On the ground, Kendrick Raphael, 636 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns. LJ Johnson Jr., 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. They make up for 757 out of the team's total 968 yards rushing. They have also, on their sacks, have lost 261 yards for a net of 707 on the season. Again, their defense has only forced 11 turnovers this season. They've only sacked the opposing quarterback 15 times. They've given up 28 touchdowns. Their leading tacklers are Ulave with 81 tackles, 10 tackles for losses, and 3 sacks. That's their leader. Linebacker Luke Forelli, 65 tackles, 4 TFLs, and a sack. And DB Drew Pullador Jr., 40 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. They only allow 355 yards per game total offense. Opponents have gotten into the red zone 28 times and scored 23. Special teams wise, punter averages 42 yards per punt. They're 80% from the field goal line at 8 for 10. They've perfect from the extra point with the Cards as low as 17-point favorites for the matchup Saturday, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on ESPN2. Before we get to you guys in the breakdowns, let's address the poll anarchy from Tuesday night. Louisville coming in at 15. I actually thought that was when they were being revealed live, I was like, that's a great spot for us to be. Then I saw some teams ahead of us that I didn't agree with. Still, I thought that was a great opening spot. But then you put teams, and again, I don't think anybody in this room, I don't think anybody in the country thinks that Virginia's a better team than we are. But they got the head-to-head, so we knew that they were going to put them one spot ahead of us no matter where we were. Notre Dame's got a worse resume. Oregon's got a worse resume. There's a BYU and Texas Tech play this weekend. They're going to knock one of the other ones going to knock each other out, and there's still several teams ahead of us that play each other. And in
That's why they do that.
In those scenarios, you're going to want the higher ranked teams to win, because if the lower ranked teams upset them, those teams will stay ahead of us too. So, and there was one other team that I was aggravated with that was ahead of us, but I cannot off the top of my head remember who it was.
I'm sure it's an SEC team.
I mean, probably.
Who did you say? You said what? Notre Dame?
I said Oregon and Notre Dame were two.
Texas.
Oh yeah,
Is Texas ahead of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
They
have
Wait a minute, whoa.
Yeah.
Texas is ahead of the team that beat Kentucky like 10-7.
Yeah.
Is ahead of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Off the strength of
I can say that word. It's
win.
rivalry week.
Yeah. Probably off the
that was
win
the
and-
main one that like
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas and Notre Dame were the two that, because we have a common opponent with Notre Dame. We beat Miami, they lost to Miami. Like
and they haven't beaten anybody.
No.
They haven't beaten anyone.
And Texas has struggled all year long.
And
Yeah.
Oregon's resume is not that good either.
No, they haven't beaten anybody either. And the only team they played that was good was Indiana, and
And
they
they-
lost to by 10 at home.
Yeah.
So,
Well, who did they barely? They either won by one or lost by one. Was it Penn State or
Penn
Ohio State?
It was Penn
Penn
State.
State, which by the way, loved everybody losing their mind for seeing the Penn State moving van here in Louisville this week. That was awesome. It got to a point to where the moving company had to get on social media and say, "We're just moving a family, from down there up here. It's got nothing to do with the coaching search." But are we all pretty much in agreement that the 15 is a good spot to start, but with those other two, we could have been a little bit higher.
Could have been a little bit higher, but I think it's a very good place to start. And again, a lot of the teams that are ahead of us are going to play each other. So as long as we take care of our business, we'll continue to climb the CFP poll. I don't have any doubts about that. And I think there's at least six teams ahead of us that, yeah, I mean, probably won't be ahead of us, when it's all said and done. Do we even have to, if we keep winning and those teams keep losing, do we even have to be in the ACC championship game to get a at-large berth? I don't think so.
No,
I really don't.
No, I think there's a scenario where us not making the ACC
Helps us.
championship game, but still winning out helps us to make it. Jason Baker says Arch Manning his cheeks.
Oh gosh, dude, it's been horrible.
And Chris Curry says Texas lost to Florida.
Yeah.
That should be grounds for playoff elimination. He said, and I don't disagree with him.
SEC bias.
Yeah, the only reason they're
1000%.
there is because they just beat Vanderbilt.
But Vanderbilt is doo-doo. I've been listen, anybody that has watched this show for the last month and a half, I have said that Vanderbilt were posers. And who else did I say were
Indiana,
posers?
you say.
I still don't respect them. I don't care. Y'all can. It is
I
what it
do.
is. I don't
Who does Texas
believe
play the next couple of weeks? They got to play Georgia or Alabama or somebody.
They play Arkansas and Texas A&M.
Okay,
Oh,
so
at Georgia.
Texas A&M and Georgia. That's why they've got them up that high. Who do they play first? Texas A&M.
No, Georgia.
That's why.
Georgia, Arkansas, Texas
Solidified.
A&M.
If Georgia beats them, it'll solidify Georgia in there.
There's another reason why they beat Oklahoma. That's another reason why.
So
Yeah,
Oklahoma ain't that impressive either.
Oklahoma's ranked ahead of us too.
But they're
Oh no,
not
wait
that
a minute, no, they're not. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, both of the teams that jumped us in the poll that we were aggravated about are both ranked ahead of. In the one polls are both ahead of us in that poll as well. I'm trying to find Sam. What are your thoughts on the playoff poll?
I agree with you. I love where we're at. It's kind of like in track where you're I don't want to say
Pace.
the sprinting, but you're in a long distance race. You kind of stay back a little bit, but you still have your eyes on placement. So as Joey mentioned, a lot of the teams in front of us play each other. So they'll naturally have to knock one another off. If we do what we're supposed to do and keep going out there and winning, I don't care how much we win by. Style points probably don't matter right now.
No.
As long as we win, we're able to jump those spots and kind of just slowly but surely take one of those player spots. But I love our position because we could control our own destiny in terms of just winning out to get one of those 12 spots.
I think that ultimately we want to win an ACC championship.
Sure.
So that's the best case scenario, is that we have an opportunity to play in that game, win that game, and, solidify that way. But if we don't, just again, I think we need to be at probably 8 or 9 by the last week of the college football playoff poll, if we're not in the ACC championship game, to really feel comfortable about getting one of those spots. If we're at 10 or 11,
they could find a way to push
Yeah,
it.
because the other problem is you got the group of 5 gets an automatic bid.
Yeah.
So
the Power Four don't get auto bids, do they?
yeah, only the conference champions.
So if we win the conference championship, it doesn't matter. Okay.
So I'm not. In years past, there'd be a couple teams behind us that you'd be afraid of because they're in prime position. But there's only one team behind us that I am terrified of, and it's the team that we hold a victory over this year. It's the Pittsburgh Panthers. They finished the season off with number 10 Notre Dame, number 17 Georgia Tech, and number 18 Miami. They have got the murderer's row of us. If they win those 3 games against 3 college football playoff teams, how do you keep them out of the playoff?
Who'd you say again? Notre Dame,
Georgia Tech, and Miami. The 2 best teams other than us in the ACC, and then the team that refuses to join any conference because they think their crap.
And of course, they may not hold because they switched quarterbacks and they played better since they switched. Didn't play the guy that's.
Yeah.
No, we did. We did play the guy. He played in the second half. We knocked their
okay.
starter out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wonder though, if Pitt wins out, obviously if they beat Georgia Tech, then Georgia Tech's and we win out and Pitt wins out, that's
And here's why. Their strength of record is going to be through the roof. They beat the team that just knocked off Georgia Tech, NC State, by 19 points. They also held a ranked win over Florida State when they were ranked 25th. West Virginia beat them in overtime. That's one of their only losses.
That's one of the first games of the year.
And then us. We let's see, it was their second game. Yeah, it was third game of the year.
I knew it was early.
It was their first Power Four, but that's a heck of a record. That's not trying to build up any other team. This ain't the PSC, the Pittsburgh Sports Zone, but how do you deny that team? And who does that Does that push us out if we don't win?
No,
Probably. I think so.
I think that puts Pitt as maybe an at-large.
Yeah, and that actually
bid.
would help us because we beat them at their place.
Right. But I think
boosts our strength of
they're
record.
not going to put 3 ACC teams in the playoff.
No. I think that
shot.
if it's us and just say Virginia in the ACC championship game and we win and Pitt won out, I think it's Louisville and Pitt.
Right, I was saying
Virginia's
if we
out.
didn't make the ACC championship game, they can push us out. They could push us out.
Yeah, they could, but I don't know that it will.
Because there's no other team in the playoff that's got the quality of schedule that Pittsburgh has. Now
they have to win that Notre Dame game because as the committee showed us in the first poll, they hate the ACC. They hate us. So
but they all right together, right?
14, 15, 16.
Yeah. 14, 15, 16, 18.
Yeah.
And 25.
Yeah.
Or 24.
24. Yeah.
Pittsburgh's 24. Yeah. So it's a lot more teams than if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the year, how many teams do you think we're going to have in the first poll? I would have said 3.
So hold on, we got 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Louisville, Virginia, Georgia Tech,
Miami, and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's 18 then?
Miami.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech's right behind us, and Virginia's right ahead of us. Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the breakdowns. First off, Stanquan Clark is probable tomorrow. That is insane for a guy that was ruled out for the remainder of the year to come back 6 or 7 weeks later. We're glad he's healthy. He's a big part of the Louisville defense, but Sam is going to let us know what we need to know about the California defense.
So this is kind of interesting. So California is probably one of the most inconsistent teams we will play all year, outside of course Clemson. They give up 33 points a game in the ACC, and they haven't really played too much of anybody outside of. Actually, they haven't really played anybody. They played Boston College, Duke, North Carolina, unimpressive teams to me. But like I said, they give up about 33 points a game in the ACC. They rank near the bottom in sacks with only 15, like Jeremy said earlier. And then they are like in the middle of the pack when it comes to interceptions and forced fumbles. Ulahave, I think is how they pronounce his name. He leads them in sacks with 4 a game. They have about 9 people that register about a half a sack a game, and their leading sack master, I would call it, out of the entire team has 4 sacks. I think is T.J. Bush Jr. But outside of that, they have I think they have 6 interceptions as a team, and Hezekiah, I forgot what his last name is, but he leads the team with 4. He has 4 of their 6 interceptions, and right now he is projected as a second-day NFL draft pick. He is in probably like the top 85 when it comes to the NFL draft prospects right now. So I would say for us to have success in this game is, 1, don't turn the ball over, and for Miller Moss to try and avoid throwing anywhere near Hezekiah. I know he has this gunslinger mentality sometimes, but if he wants to stay away from him, just stay on one side of the field. I don't mind. Let him shut down one side. We have 2 studs at wide receivers that if he wants to take away one, we have another one that we can use. But outside of that, find a way to run the ball effectively. They don't do anything too special on defense that will give us any problems. For the most part, they're really a lackluster defense. They're really unimpressive. So as long as Louisville comes out and do what they're supposed to do in terms of taking care of the ball and executing, and they are focused, I see the Cards getting away with a victory tomorrow.
So, Sam, speaking of their unimpressive schedule, so they started off the season with a 19-point victory over Oregon State. I think that's a respectable foe. They then blew out Texas Southern 35-3. Beat the Gophers of Minnesota by 13. Then San Diego State beat them 34-0. Then they defeated Boston College by 4 points. Duke absolutely boat raced them the next week. They somehow escaped the North Carolina Tar Heels by 3, 21-18. Virginia Tech, one of the teams that we've said has gotten better, but we said all year they weren't very good, beat them by 8. And then Virginia beat them by 10 last week. So this California team is a team that at the beginning of the year,
they looked impressive.
We were all talking decent about them, and then they got blanked by San Diego State, and we all forgot about them. Their schedule is remaining schedule is Louisville, Stanford, and SMU left on the season. Schwan, tell us a little bit about the California offense.
The offense is it revolves around the quarterback, whose name I'm not going to even attempt to say. We'll just call him Jaron. He's everything to them. With their running game's not great. Yes, I know the running back Raphael has 10 touchdowns, but most of that is short yardage stuff. He's not a game-breaking running back. He'll get you 4 or 5 yards a carry, maybe at his best. But it's all about the quarterback and his short passing game, a lot of RPO stuff. They do a lot of read option play actions. He will run, but obviously, as you can see, his rushing numbers are terrible because he gets sacked a ton. But on design runs, he can get 4 or 5 yards. He's not just burner or anything like that.
So I want you to give his name a shot.
Yeah. All right, let me try. I'm gonna say Sagapolutele.
No, you're gonna say the whole name.
Jaron Kawi Sagapolutele.
Jaron Kiawe.
Let's hear.
Saga. Tele. Kiave.
So Sean messed up all 3 of his names.
Kiave.
Pula. So instead of the U, it's more of an E.
Sagapulatele.
What'd you call me?
Sagapulatele.
Oh, that's messed up.
Now,
all right, back to your point, Sean. Sorry.
What I will say is he has a very Brett Favre mentality, is what I'm going to call it, in that he is a gunslinger.
We're winning then.
He thinks he can fit the football in the tight windows.
God,
I was waiting.
Just wait.
Yeah, I know you're waiting. That's unbelievable. But he tries to do that, and that's how he's thrown 9 interceptions, because he believes in his arm strength and his ability to get the ball there, and he will throw the ball to you.
He's the 108th
to your team.
Rated passer in.
And a lot of times too. The other thing is they're in 3rd and long a lot because they can't really run the ball that
they're
well.
5-4, so that makes sense.
And they can't protect him all that well, and so that's where I think a lot of his turnovers come too, because he's trying to force the ball downfield to get the first down.
Chris Curry, I think, has a question, or are you making fun of the fact that Sam was talking about Cal having a secondary? Because I don't believe their secondary is that good. Clarify that for me. Joey, did you have anything to add, or did we pretty much cover the breakdown of the California golden showers?
Yeah, everything's covered.
All right, well,
Except for Sean.
Let's get to the hottest segment, the sweep of the nation. This is the next to the last time you're going to hear this segment. We got a brand new one lined up for you starting episode 301. Let's go ahead and hit it.
No.
Boom!
Listen, we want to reach out our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Fourpex, Collision Course Crew, Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, Beckman's Fine Blades, Josh Jarbo from Remax Realty, and Prime IV Louisville. Speaking of Prime IV Louisville, are you ready to take your health to the next level? Prime IV Hydration and Wellness has a special promotion just for you. Join them now and receive 1 month free with a 6-month membership. This offer is only available for a limited time, so head on over to Prime IV in Middletown to enjoy their customized IV treatments and expert care. Elevate your wellness routine today at Prime IV. Let's get into segment 3. Basketball. The men's basketball season is on. It's here, and we had our first 2 games of the season. In grand fashion, scored 104 points the first game, 106 the second. Sean, do you know what our average points per game is? It took you way too long.
105.
Yes.
Split 4 and
6. I thought
bro.
Sean was the smart one.
No, math is not. No, math is not my subject.
Huh.
4 and 5, Sean. What's the middle number? 4 and 6, Sean.
Well, Sean's always had troubles finding the middle, so I guess we should forgive him for that. The first game, 5 players achieved double figures in points. Kenai Ruth had a career night, leading a balanced scoring effort with a career high in points with 20, rebounds with 7, and assists with 3. Javon Hadley had 13 points and a team high 9 rebounds, marking the 27th time he scored in double digits for the Cards. Isaac McNeely scored 17 points off of 5 3-pointers and had 4 rebounds. And Ryan Conwell contributed 12 points and 2 assists, while MBJ, Michael Brown Jr. finished with 11 points and 6 assists in the Louisville debut. I'd like to see Michael turns the ball over quite a bit. I'd like to see that tightened up a little bit. And I know that if you got a high profile player, that's going to happen. You expect that, but he's played with a lot of guys that have protected the ball, that knows how to play ball the right way. So that I think that's going to probably improve as the season goes. The second game, and that was against San Jose State, South Dakota State, South Carolina State.
Jackson State was the second game.
Who did we play the first game?
South Carolina State.
I was right the first time. You looked at me like I was
didn't say
stupid. No, Sean
No,
did.
you said San Jose State.
In the second game, we won 106-70. Ryan Conwell led the team with 19 points. He also added 8 rebounds. Mikael Brown Jr. had 18 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, and I think 7 turnovers. Kanai recorded a double-double with 16 and 10. Sitting in and out of Frew had 12 and 5 himself. The Cards face Lexington Tech Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Before we talk about that a little bit, shout out again to Taylor. She did her first 2 games of the season this year. She will be there in the house for the Smurf Turters Tuesday night. So keep doing a great job. Love the recaps. Love the social media work during the games. Doing a very, very good job for this being your first time doing any of that. So kudos. And I've got a gripe. I want to complain about ESPN and YouTube. I think you all need to get this together. I'm so tired. It took us almost the entire game to be able to get the game to play. My illegal cable box wasn't able to pick it up for longer than 30 seconds at a time. So I need y'all to do either I
had to upgrade.
Yeah, Joey had to upgrade for us to watch the game, and even at that, we got to watch like the last 12 minutes of the game. So do better. At least let our illegal boxes. I'm sure they're legal at some point, but either make your signal more friendly to be stolen, or make a deal with YouTube TV, because we're tired of y'all playing around. I don't think a deal's going to get done before the end of the year. I really think that they're going to try to force everybody to switch to Hulu, because that's Disney's company, and that's not going to be a good thing for anybody. The prices will just continue to raise and raise and raise and raise and raise and raise. Joey, were you about to say something? Or?
Oh no, I'm looking at like the stats so far for the season overall, and just watching the games and what we've seen. Kanai Roos is just he has made the jump that we all hoped he would so far.
Well, don't speak for everybody, because in our group chat it was.
I'm not in that.
I know, but it was a foregone conclusion that he was not going to make a sophomore leap, that he was basically just Devin Ree, have a Devin Ree impact on the team. Shout out to Tanner and the squad for not believing in Kanai Roos.
18 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Like that's a pretty,
and all that's great. That was against Jackson.
I know who it's against.
They are going to I said that in the group chat today. I called Tanner out, lovingly called him out, and he's like, "Look, I was wrong. You were right, but the real test comes Tuesday night," and he is correct. Everything that we can grade this team on, we'll be able to grade them a little better with a little bit more knowledge after Tuesday night.
I thought he looked good against Kansas. That's a pretty good. I mean, I know it's exhibition, but that was still a pretty good test. I mean, he looked good against Kansas as well. So, but again, all right, my opinion, he's made one heck of a jump from what he looked like last year, and not just skill wise, but physically. You know, he put time in, in the gym and packed on some weight and some muscle, and now he's more physically inclined to the game.
I think anybody that knows basketball knows that he has made a big jump. That's the last shot, also, Tanner, I promise.
It also comes with, getting more playing time.
Sure.
Yeah. So who he had ahead of him last year, he wouldn't. Playing time was limited. He got playing time. The playing time he got last year is more so because Kaysen went down, and then we had injuries throughout the season that had certain people out, and he was kind of forced to, be in the lineup.
And shout out, speaking of Kaysen, shout out to him for returning. Brought the energy. He brings the intangibles to this team. and they played him sparingly. Just as I assume that when Stan Kwan comes back, he won't be playing the whole game tomorrow. He'll be entered in, inserted,
Situational.
just like Kaysen was, to kind of get him back into the flow of things.
Get his feet wet.
Sean, we'll explain it after the show. So I was very glad. I like the fact that Kaysen is so passionate about our team that after the press conference last night, he had some choice words to say about South Lexington University.
We'll see you next Tuesday night after a win.
And then he said to go fondue
them.
Yeah, go fondue them. No, this I don't think there's a doubt in anybody's mind. There is an exponential difference. Now, I'm not saying the talent on this team is better than, because let's not forget, the coach that shall not be that will remain unnamed brought one heck of a recruiting class into town his first year, and then destroyed them all. So I'm not saying this team is more talented, but my God, 100 points per game. We would not have scored 100 points per game against these teams. We may not have even won both games.
We lost to Lenore Ryan.
Let me go a step further. If we had these players and he was the coach, we would still not have won these games. I truly believe that. I do want, before I forget and lose my train of thought, shout out to our guy Nolan Smith getting his first collegiate win as a head coach. They've got one heck of a schedule. They actually who's the other? I know they play at Tennessee here in a couple weeks. They've got another pretty decent out of conference game too, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'm really hoping for a nice season for him down there, and he got a chance to do some things, man. He's got some athletes. He's got a bunch of guys that weren't wanted other places or never fit in, and they I'm shocked he don't have the entire team he had here his first year assistant coaching here at Louisville, but I digress. We will talk more about this on Sunday because we got Lexington A&M on Tuesday. But John, we'll start out with you on this one. Are you nervous for Tuesday night? Are you ready? Are you just anxious? What are your feelings? Because this is the first time in a long time. And I don't know about you all. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. We should beat these guys by 10 points. So it's exciting to feel like you should win the game, but we're all Louisville fans. We know how supposed to and actually happens can differ. So what are your feelings about it? Again, we're not going to go too in depth about it because we got a Sunday show to sell and to talk about stuff. We'll be talking about this beat down to California. Only thing I hope, I'm going to say this really quickly. It's supposed to be raining tomorrow night. I hope that doesn't slow down what I'm expecting to happen, or it was supposed to as of this morning. I don't, weather changes throughout the day, but feelings about Tuesday. Let's tackle Tuesday first. No pun intended.
I'm a little nervous only because I know we've got more talent, and I think our coaching's better, our shooting's better. Everything adds up to probably about an 8 to 10 point win, right? But what happens every year? It's always their team has some guy go off for 30 points, and our team can't hit the broadside of the barn, or God forbid injuries, stuff like that. So of course I'm nervous, but I'm also feeling like we are going to win.
So is it good nervous or bad? Is it like you touching a girl's hand for the first time nervous, or is it you putting your hands in your pocket that has the hole cut out on the one side accidentally on purpose? Nervous.
Excitement, because I think we're going to play well. I really do believe this team's going to be locked in. So
it's the point I was getting to earlier. It's almost like we've got a Monstars team in an asset. And I don't mean to make that sound as grand as it does, but it's almost like you've taken that team from 2 years ago and you've put them on the 2K game, which by the way, they were in town. Louisville, one of the teams that are going to be in that first 2K game. That's awesome. Women's too. They shot with the women today or maybe yesterday. But it's like you went in there and you took all their sliders and moved them all up to 90 on all the players. And I know you do that, Sean.
Mhm.
And that's what you did. This team's got, I mean, Fru's still really raw. He's still young. He's going to get acclimated to the game. Mikel's another guy that once he gets used to the speed of the game, you saw him against Kansas kind of get frustrated and let it show on the court. You've not seen that since. I think somebody probably talked to him and was like, "Hey, you can't do that." I think he'll be really good. And we got an opportunity, man. We may not see Kanai Roos here next year. He may play himself into the draft. So pretty excited about all that. Sam, what about you on Tuesday?
I am nervously optimistic about this game, and that's a holdover from the Rick Pitino years.
Sure. Oh no, for sure.
So, but I know this is Coach Kelsey and his team. I love the versatility and the interchangeable parts of this team as well. I do think, no, sorry, I do know and believe
Okay.
that we can win this game on Tuesday because it, we are just as talented, or in some places even more talented than they are, and that's kind of rare to say when it comes to Louisville versus the Smurfs people. So, but
No, you can say the word today. This is you. You can say it.
I don't say it regardless.
There you go.
So,
my kind of dude.
But
Lexington A&M.
Like I said, I am nervously optimistic about this game, but I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Or I like to call them, Sean, what was I calling them the other day? Lexington A&M Tech State Community College.
A&T.
A&T, yeah. Joey, what about you on Tuesday? And not,
I'm indifferent, man, because like over the course of my lifetime, I mean, it just is what it is. We haven't beat them that often, right? And it doesn't really affect college basketball like it does college football, right? So game number 3 of the season, we'll have 30 other games in, before the end of the season, where this game, whether it's a win or a loss, is going to be in the distant rearview mirror, and it's going to be a totally different team by then. But I do think, I mean, so my best friend is a Kentucky fan. So when I'm over there, if Kentucky's playing, the game's on, I do watch it. I happened to see the first half of Kentucky and Georgetown. Georgetown bullied them down in the paint, dude. Georgetown bullied them in the paint. And on the flip side, Kentucky likes to shoot a lot of threes. I mean, we do too. But to me, there's some recipe there, right? And I know our coaching staff has watched film to look, but I think that Ali and Sananda and Zugrees, Kaysen, those 4 guys, if they can bully them down low, I'm not really sweating it. Like, I mean, because I know we're going to get the 3-point shots up, and we're going to hit a good amount of them, right? So that I'm not too worried about. It's playing the paint that, to me, is going to decide who wins and who loses.
It's a treat tonight, man. Senior citizen AARP card carrying member Jeff Nunn in the building. He wants to know.
Wow.
I know it's like 3 hours passes.
We just set the clocks back, so it's really like almost midnight for him.
It's
his circadian rhythm hasn't changed.
He wants to know, has Sean ever been near a tight window?
Oh my
and then Chris,
when he couldn't get his pants unzipped the one time. That was a tight window. Chris
Curry was clarifying. He said, "Yeah, I think the Cal secondary is barely serviceable." That's a good one. That's a Sean-esque joke, but Chris actually touches girls. Jason Baker says Kansas got work tonight in a game that actually counted. Kaysen's tweet was definitely anti-Smurf. Absolutely. Roos looks good. Hold on, Jason Baker. Roos looks great against inferior competition. I think that carries over, though. He has changed his whole body this off season.
Look at his quick twitch muscles there.
Well, those games build confidence. That's the thing. That's what that's where I'm getting at. Those build confidence.
Chris then says, hey, we settled on threes against Kansas, and we didn't notice they don't guard well off the dribble, which is why I didn't really. Like Joey said, he still played a decent game. He didn't get a whole lot of minutes, but he played a decent game. I think he got 15 minutes against Kansas. Jason says, yeah, televised exhibitions don't get me too high or low. Chris Curry says, ball security tomorrow night. No pun intended. And then Jason Baker says, off topic, give me Jake Retzlaff next year if we go after a portal quarterback. I'm hoping we don't have to go after a portal quarterback again. Listen, I've loved the Shucks and I've loved the Plumbers. And this guy here is Fish. Yeah, man. He's the drizzle. And I mean, he's decent. So I've liked it, but I really think we need to build it, especially with Jeff Brom, the quarterback whisperer. We've got to build a quarterback that's going to be sustainable here for us at Louisville. Look, this was the part where I thought Higgy was going to join us. So I did create a special new bumper for him, his segment. I'm going to go ahead and play it. And y'all can't see it. The viewers can see it. But I'm going to go ahead and play it. This is Higgy's new bumper for Pronounce This. You're gonna notice the audio.
I would just hand it in and put it in Shittica's hand and hand it to him.
I swear.
Well,
Shitticus.
Pronounce this. Because that's the way he feels when he's trying to pronounce words. So that's something we will debut going forward. Chris Curry says Jalen, is it Love or Low?
Low.
Low. He said Low. Got torched by Rain and Chucky in 2 separate games. We have more shooters this season, and that's true. We've got guys. I guess I had forgotten that guys can hit baskets, because watching the games, I'm like, well, man, this doesn't look different than what a traditional Louisville basketball team does, but we're hitting shots and we're running. Like, what are we? Okay, I like this. I like it.
Playing good defense.
Playing good defense. All right. Well, we don't get to go through Pronounce This with Higgy. I gave him an easy first one, though. It was L.J. Johnson Jr., which I'm sure he would have said.
Liz Johansson.
Liz Johansson. Then there was Serene Tonkara, Dede Awapui, Cade Ulalave, and then Duran K-Way Sekapalotele. So
see, that's the trick to it, is just roll it off.
You got to say it. That's like DJ Ungalale. You had to just say it fast.
Ungalale.
You have to say it fast.
Tonga say that.
Yeah. Listen, please get out there and support our photographers, Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, Justin Kruger, and Keith and Renee Russell. Keith, my God, dude. The things that he can do with these photos, you have to be following us on Instagram. He not only shot the game from everywhere in the Yum Center last night, but he took his drone out and took outside shots of the Yum Center, which we never had anybody do that because Jeff is too cheap. He doesn't have a drone, and he doesn't.
He's already asleep now.
He ain't watching. He doesn't even know we have a podcast.
Pawpaw passed out.
Pawpaw passed out. But he put out some stuff on Instagram this week. It was a Louisville basketball and Angry Birds compilation. He did some really cool stuff after the South Carolina State game where he was, and all the players and coaches loved it. They all shared it and liked it. Where he would take a photo of his and rotate it, and it was pretty awesome. If you haven't already, go to Jeff's Twitter timeline. He did the game. Was it last? Was it Virginia? No, it wasn't Virginia Tech. Who do we play before Virginia Tech?
At home?
Yeah. The game that you didn't get to go, you didn't get to cover in the press box because of the online error.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Boston College.
Yeah. So he did a compilation. It was like 100 photos in a row where it showed Isaac Brown running from one side of the field all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And this week on social media, Louisville basketball did one with a dunk that kind of mimicked Jeff. So we don't know that they stole the idea from Jeff, but that's what we're going to roll with. That they borrowed, not that they stole, because they don't steal nothing. And very, very excited to see what Renee Russell does with women's basketball. It's going to be a fun season with our photographers. But again, big shout out to Keith. Very innovative and love his stuff. If you've also been looking at our photo galleries, which I hope you have been, we've been doing this new thing where the photographers take like their favorite 34 or supposed to be 30 or 40 photos, put them in the gallery, and then put a link to our Google Photos page to where you can go in and look at the entire gallery. Like they normally shoot like 300 pictures, and I only put like 75 to 100 of them on the website. Well, I want to try to save some storage space on the website, so we're doing it a different way. But you can access their full evening's work by clicking on that Google tab in the bottom at the end of the story. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. Even though we prefer YouTube, whatever one. You can find the audio version on over 125 podcast avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, heart, plus sign, or whatever it is that Sean does with his hands in his pockets on the weekend to have these episodes automatically downloaded to your laptop, PC, or mobile device. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, it's easy to find. Go to cardinalsportszone.com. Go to the podcast tab, drop down menu, select CSZ podcast for our stuff from the last 7 seasons. Hit the archives tab for the stuff from our first 4 or so seasons on Blog Talk Radio. And for the stuff we did in between on 93.9 The Ville, Nick Valvano erased all of it. So thanks, Nick.
He gave it the boot.
He gave it the boot.
He flushed it and didn't shut the door.
He flushed it and didn't shut the door, you son of a
mother.
Check out our exclusives on cardinalsportszone.com, the place that all begins. Exclusives such as whenever Dalton has this great series of stuff where at the end of the season he writes a letter to the team. Those are awesome. I've been doing this thing called Ones to Watch, which I read those. I read those during our shows on Friday nights because it's the stuff that we're talking about. Sean said he was bringing back the barbershop. I hope that happens. He also tried to change it at one point and call it Aftermath, or was Aftermath a different thing than
It was
the
a
barbershop?
different thing.
So
it was
barbershop
like
was your preview post.
Yeah.
Aftermath was the post.
Barbershop was more of a just like a weekly kind of art, just whatever was going on.
Right.
Basketball, football, whatever.
Yeah, but since you're bad at math, you can't call it Aftermath. You can't even figure out what 104 and 106 the average is. It's 105. I mean, it's so easy.
Well,
plus, much like Sean, the barbershop didn't get much play on the website.
There was no action in the barbershop.
Nobody walked in. Everybody walked out.
Clean floor.
But and again, Taylor's putting out her post games. I think that she's going to have some pretty cool stuff coming up for us as far as individual interviews. Easy for me to say with the players. I mean, everybody does a great job. I don't. There's only one person on the website that writes stories that are illegible, inaudible, and you just can't figure them out. But somehow Sean has been able to decipher every one of Higgy's posts, and it had gotten to a point to where Higgy would have Megan proofread it, but then she worked late, so he couldn't have her proofread it. So Higgy did this thing called AI overviews of things, which you can tell when something's AI. You can't. They use terminology and sentence structures that you just don't use.
See, I don't think that you could tell it if I did it because I have a pretty good vocabulary. But Higgy, 1,000%. If everything's spelled correctly, all the punctuation is correct, you know he didn't do it.
Right.
And if he doesn't use the words more than anything,
or if it,
it wasn't written by him.
A lot of times he won't say who was playing. The university won 5-2 in what?
And for some reason, he likes all the things that have initials. He likes to spell them all out. Like if it's NCAA, he's like, the National Collegiate Athletic Association announced on Tuesday that. I'm like, what? But by the way, check out our exclusives on CardinalSportsZone.com, the place that I'll begin. Shout out to everybody out there that is sharing the podcast. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Marcus Baby and Steve Rummage doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon ish, both ways on ESPN 939 The Ville. Shout out to our guy Dalton Pence who does Mondays with DP from 6 to 7 on the Big X. It's on the AM and FM dial. I learned this week.
DP Mondays.
That just sounds wrong. And shout out to our guys Blake McCauley and Terrence Jennings, former car Terrence Jennings, spilling the Ville, getting some traction. They got a new sponsor for their show. Our guy Derek Stewart, sponsoring that show. Derek loves all the Derek A. Stewart. He puts the A in. Never mind.
And Derek A.
Stewart. But no, they're getting a lot of good guests and they're doing a lot of good stuff over there. So support everybody if you can. Social media wise, where can they find you all at? Sam, lead us off.
Baseboy124.
Joey.
Joe Wallman 526.
I'm Jeremy_CSC. The website you can tell is at Card Sport Zone. Dalton is at at @dpence_. Higgy is I am the Higgy. I don't really know how many G's is in there. Wes is Wes Keys _CSZ. And other Wes is Wes B _42. And Sean, we're giving you the spotlight. What is your credentials?
At Elville Shawan.
Did you change it?
No.
Okay.
This guy.
And S Barber 6.
And then what is your identifier number on the registry list for offenders?
Don't have one.
That's your identifier. Don't have one.
That's weird. And
We're
that's not true either. Shout out to our friends at the 502 Circle, Mark and Dan, getting things done.
Sean called the cops on himself.
He did. And shout out
said no.
He's got decrets.
I can't.
Joey's about
Somebody needs to call somebody. He's dying.
He's about to pass.
decrets, like DECRETES, decrets. He's got decrets. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Joe's about to pass out. He's probably Cardinal red right now. He's probably red.
No.
But thanks mostly to our title sponsor, if they're still going to be our sponsor after this show.
Probably not.
Our good friends at Prime IV, who want to ask you, did you know that regular IV therapy can help improve your energy levels, boost your immune system, enhance your overall well-being? At Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, their memberships offer a convenient way to maintain your health with monthly treatments. Visit them at Prime IV in Middletown to learn more about how their wellness plans can support your lifestyle and help you feel your best every day. Give them a call at 502-251-9836. Guys, another really good Friday night episode. Let's get to Jason Baker says, I remember that podcast episode. Shittakus. Yeah, that was a great, except for Jason spelled it differently, and I didn't notice it until after I put it up on the screen. So I guess we are going to be copyrighted about that too. But no, very excited about episode 300. Any final words for tonight? Joey, we're going to go with you first as long as you have your breath about you.
Beat Cal. Make a statement. I think it's a good chance to make a statement. New poll, 15th in the poll. We can come out and make some statements over the next 4 weeks and see what we can do, man.
So what? I didn't skip this. I just have it in a different order, but I want to flip the order. So I'll ask for y'all's final thoughts on this side after this. Our locks and predictions.
I was going to say I was about to say.
So I'm going to go first on that. Prediction wise, I'm going 41-17. I think we out Cal the Cal Bears. My locks, I'm not going to get I know we normally get real fancy with picking one on both sides. I'm not going to do that. My prediction is going to be very, very simple, that Keywan Brown gets 75 yards rushing and a touchdown tomorrow. Sam.
I'm gonna go 38-13 Louisville. I said it last week, I think, but I'm gonna go 2 receivers with 100 yards receiving.
Okay. All right, Sean. I'm sorry, Sean.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go 45-10. Miller Moss, 3 touchdowns.
Okay. How many interceptions?
0.
He's gonna stay away from Hezekiah.
There you go, Joey.
38-3.
Oh, whoa.
I think the defense is just going to keep getting better and better. Then you're going to add Stanquan back into the mix over the next few weeks. As good as they've played with him not there, that just makes us even that much better. Having our quarterback on the defensive side back. But
would you thrust him right back into the starting lineup, or would you have him?
He play maybe about 10 plays, 10, 12 plays tomorrow.
No, I mean once he's fully, because they played very well without him. Do you use him as a depth piece for the rest of this season anyway, or do you just say, we're going to put you back in the starting lineup? Whose spot was he? Whose spot?
Capers, TJ Capers. I think it was TJ.
No, I think it was Perry.
Oh, it was Perry. It was Perry.
That's right.
Perry and Capers probably play less snaps, but Stanquan Clark's, when he's fully ready to play his normal snaps, he's in there. Yeah. I mean, you're throwing him in there, but 38-3, and I'm hopefully, if I go away from trying to get Clev like 47 sacks this year, maybe he'll get some. So I'm going to say Colin Lacey runs another punt return back for a touchdown.
Okay. Defensive, I forgot to do my defensive one. In spirit of Clev not getting too much love, I'm going to say that Kong and Bailey combine for 3 sacks. Because they're going to be triple team and double team and the Loobster. So
they need to start double teaming Conga, because he's about the one. He's the one that's getting majority of the
QB hits, QB pressure.
Him and Bailey.
Line. Yeah.
Bailey's gotten a lot of sacks. I think it's because they're so worried about Lubin that Bailey is able to get in there and get those sacks.
Are you worried about Lubin?
No, he ain't Lubin nothing.
Final thoughts, Sam. I'll let you go first on this one, or second on this one.
I said it before. This is my favorite time of the year. NFL, college, football, and basketball is on right now. Go ahead and support the women's basketball team. They play at 2:00, Northern Kentucky.
Pretty respectable the other night.
Yeah, they did suffer outside of that first quarter. Listen, UConn's a machine.
It's UConn.
It's a machine. It's Gina Auriemma. It's.
I told somebody the other day, if we don't lose by more than 30, I consider that a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
And what, we lose by 12?
13.
13, yeah.
Outside of that first quarter, we kind of played them a little bit even.
Yeah.
But UConn's a machine.
They got All-Americans at every position.
And then they come off the bench, too, with it. So. But they started off 0-1. The transfers look good. Just go ahead and support our female women's basketball team, and hoping for a great and exciting year this year. And go Cards, beat the Bears, and that other team too.
Listen, I know you didn't ask this question as a women's beat writer, but Ziegler looked so impressive the other day. I wish we could have another one of her on the court at the same time. But I'm with you. I think this team probably gets better. They will get better as the season goes by. But can you imagine how scary the men's team is going to be if they get better throughout the year?
Yeah.
Holy.
I mean, look at last year's team. The first 12 games versus the end of the season. That 20-game stretch where we were, 19-1? Or no, we had 2 10-game win streaks.
And we weren't.
So we were 20 out of 21, 20-1 in that streak, and we were 7-5 to start the season.
And we shouldn't have lost that. Was that one loss? That was at SMU, wasn't it?
No, it was Georgia Tech. Yeah,
Royal Rumble Day.
Oh,
yeah,
at Georgia Tech.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Blame Sean for that one.
I mean,
I did figure something out though. I'm going to wrap this up because it's getting late. Sam, you've only missed one home game this year, correct?
Yeah.
Which game was that? Can you remind everybody?
I think it was Boston College.
No, it
Was
wasn't.
it? Oh,
No, you were there at that one.
No, you were there. You just weren't in this.
oh, you talking about
the one we lost.
Virginia? I was there.
Oh,
Okay, I wasn't. Only reason I wasn't sure is because you wrote me before the season and said I'm not going to be able to make the Virginia game. So I just assumed you didn't.
No.
Because listen, that was a couple of weeks ago, so I don't remember what I've read or done. Or okay, so never mind. I was going to try to blame Sam for our loss. I apologize, Sam. You didn't.
I'll blame it on Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
I was here.
Virgin.
He was rooting for both teams. He was.
Well, no, he has a
vested interest,
natural duty to.
Natural.
I mean, who wants to start? Let's start a GoFundMe.
Oh, GoFundMe. Okay.
For Sean to say, it'd be like, come fund me.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, I
need
think
Sirius XM radio.
We absolutely do need that. Sean, we saved you for last.
Save the last dance.
Because your words are often, I mean, you may not know this, but your final words every week are inspirational for over tens of people in the nation.
I know.
Say tens.
Over tens of people.
Three of them are
probably
here.
probably 4 or 5 of them are related to me. So
Listen, I thought he was gonna say at least 4 or 5 of us sleep in the same bed at night, but I wasn't sure where that was going. It is fair though.
I wish I could tell you about the story we was talking about downstairs before we came up here. About a word Sean said one time that he didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
Let's tell that story after the show.
Yeah. And his dad was like, "Son, I don't think you know what that word means."
I don't think that means what you think it means. All right, Sean, take it away. Final thoughts.
You know it's Merkin season in the Ville. The Calgorithm is a virus, and the Cards going to wipe it out.
That's it, folks. I am. I love you all. Go Cards. Jeremy, hit that button, please.
Done. Thanks again for the support. We love you all. Till next time, this has been the Card Sports Zone Podcast. Because his algorithm ain't been touched.